Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midoriya here with a review and recap of Trigun Stampede Season 1, Episode 12. I know I'm late talking about this episode, but I gotta say it was a good one. So much happened, the fights, references, and someone hinted for the next season. In the beginning, Vash and Nas are talking to Rim, and she mentions how it's been 200 years since they left Earth in search of a new home. Like, that's been a long time. She takes them to Project Seeds. Vash wondered why aren't they in the bubble tank, and she told them nobody is sure. But her theory is that they are a bridge between plants and humanity. She believes that they are there to help them figure everything out. Vash was curious if they would be able to get along with the humans, and she said don't worry, no matter what happens, she will protect them. And after she said that, that was kind of sad to hear. I know I say that a lot when it comes to her in these episodes, but it really is. In a way, her theory might be right. They can speak up for the plants to the humans to make sure they are taken care of properly. Now, is every human gonna listen? No. But the ones that do, they can start to do a better job. And Rim did what she said. Even though it was Nas' fault, she protected both of them. Next scene, we hear someone talking on the radio while the city's getting covered in vines, with Wolfwood on the outside seeing what's happening, saying if that's how everything will end. Inside the building, the doctor said Nas is on the other side of the gate. Meryl wondered what he meant, and he told her that the higher planes contains dimensions mankind cannot possibly fathom, and that Nas can reach the core. It would allow him to artificially impregnate the plants to create new independence. They would be born like how him and Vash were. That would be his last step in his creation of a new world to get rid of the humans. Meryl was not having that. She was trying to wake up Vash, but the doctor let her know that it's too late. The only way for her to interrupt any of it would be to destroy it, but she would have to take out Vash, which we all know she wouldn't do that. Back outside, Zazie the Beast is giving a little attitude to Wolfwood when he said that his big plan not work out, and Zazie told him if he had a network like him, he wouldn't have to worry about what's going on, and then he left. I was like, well, someone is confident. I wonder who's in his network. Could it be the other people that may have been working with Nas, or completely different people? Because in the original, I think it was more that were working with Nas, but this is basically the beginning, so we haven't seen everyone just yet. Meryl continues to try to get through to Vash, and the doctor let her know he's a plant now. The human world doesn't mean anything to him. Just then, Vash started to move, and the doctor wondered what was going on. Then we start to see the flowers open up. The doctor warned Meryl not to go any closer, and of course, she wasn't going to listen to him. She's focused on trying to get to Vash and wake him up so that he could stop Nas. She tried shooting the glass again, but it wasn't working just like before. While she was doing that, the doctor said she doesn't know when to quit. We already know that. He wasn't around her throughout the whole season. Roberto could even tell that about her. She keeps going and doesn't give up. In a way, her doing that, I think she helped Vash out at times. Not that he couldn't take care of himself, but she did do her part in trying to keep things in order or make sure things were good. The scene goes back to Vash and Nas in the past. He asked Nas if he thinks they could get along with humans, and he told him no matter what happens, he would protect them. All of a sudden, a flower pops up in his hand, and the hymn that's on the outside chest started to glow, and Vash realized he didn't even say that. From the beginning of the episode, Rim was the one that said that to both of them. After all of that, Vash took off running. We could hear Rim saying his name, and he's trying to rush after her. She starts talking, and she basically told him thank you for protecting her hopes and dreams. Then it transitions back outside, and Meryl is calling out to Vash. The doctor notices that things are starting to change, and Niles gets thrown out of the gate. He was wondering why he got rejected. The doctor said the gate is closing and the energy is caving in on itself. That dude Niles was mad. He started charging towards Meryl, but luckily Vash woke up and he pulled her away and interrupted him. He told Meryl thank you and that he heard her voice. All the energy and the vines went into the cube. They both just started fighting. I'm talking about this was a good fight. Niles using his blades, Vash using a weapon, all while trying to keep the cube away from him. Nas took Vash and broke him through the wall. Like, things are getting intense. The doctor notices that the energy is stable and explains what Vash did, but it won't hold up in that cube for too long, and we do start to see the cube crack. Vash goes outside and the fight continues. They're going back and forth. They are not playing around, and for some reason Meryl goes outside, which is something that she did not need to do. Nas' blade hit the ground and almost sent Meryl flying over the edge until Wolfwood caught her, so he did decide to come back and help out after all. I did wonder what he was going to do because he didn't leave the area. Before he left, he said, you got to be a moron to take on Nas like that. To be fair, as of right now, Vash is the only one strong enough to fight him. Nas is trying to convince Vash that the humans are bad, telling him that they would hunt them down one by one. It's sad that he doesn't see that there are some humans that would do the right thing, like there are good and bad people. They could just try to find a different way for the people who don't treat the plants good. Wolfwood gets Meryl out of the city. During the fight, I think some of the energy came out of the cube and attached to Vash. He lands by the people who were looking for him. He tries to tell them to get out of there, to leave, but they weren't listening. They're yelling at him about everything he had done, almost shooting at him again. He tried to let them know one last time to leave, but Knives ended up taking them out. Knives told Vash that the humans are not his friends or his family, they are the enemy, and Vash said he's wrong. He knows that they can live in peace, and Knives called him a hypocrite, that his very existence is a contradiction. Vash let him know he doesn't care. He won't stop until they believe in him. He will prove himself to them. He's ready to do what he has to. He doesn't care what will happen to him. Vash really does want to help out and get along with the humans, but he just keeps getting blamed for stuff, to the point where people are looking for him and he can't be at one place for too long. Vash ends up slamming the cube into his weapon, and it starts to go over his arm and the weapon, creating the arm that I think we see in the original Trigun anime when they showed a flashback in episode 26 of when he ran into Knives and he aimed it towards him. Vash flies up, Marilyn Wolfwood see him, and she said he's going to outer space where he's going to release the energy, and Wolfwood was not liking that plan. At first when he was flying up, I didn't even notice that his arm was gone. Knives followed and he told him he's going to stop him. He then told the doctor to break out the lab and to set all of them free. He's trying to convince Vash one last time to join him, and Vash asked him who is he. They grown so different that he doesn't even know him anymore. Knives basically said the same thing. He adores them, yet they work for them until the end, and that the humans don't care. Nothing has changed from back then, and that the humans will hunt him. Vash told him he doesn't care if they hunt him. He will run away and keep running another lifetime if he has to, but after everything is calmed down, he will always go back to their side. There's no choice because he's Vash's Stampede. The acting between the two of them was on point in this episode. The emotions that they're trying to express while they're fighting, like both of them are trying to get the other to stop and understand, but it shows that they both have grown and become different. As they struggle with the energy, Vash manages to point away from the earth, but that doesn't stop Knives from going into the blast. Vash was trying to stop him. He told him that it would take him out. Knives didn't seem to care. He told Vash that Knives is gone, and I think he said that he's the one that took him out. He really trying to make his brother feel bad. Knives is talking about creating a different world, that he will win it someday, a home for the both of them. Knives has done some bad stuff, and for a moment, it was kind of sad hearing him say that he just wants a place for him and his brother and the plants, but he could have handled things differently. Knives did get destroyed by the blast, and you can just hear the pain in Vash's voice. Once he fell down, bruh, that whole city got destroyed, even though he was trying to prevent that from happening. Even though he's gone, I don't think that'll be the last time we see Knives. In the next scene, we hear the radio while Meryl is driving. The event that happened in July was 2 years ago, so some time has passed. He brought up that the people are still hurt, and you already know they blaming Vash and that he's hiding. We see a new bounty for Vash before Meryl takes it off the wall. It's his original one, the 60 billion double dollars. All that's left there, July, is a crater, and she took some cigarettes there because of Roberto, and there's a picture on the fence of all of them. Really surprised nobody took that down because of them being mad at Vash. Just then, Zazie the Beast popped up. He told her thanks to the twins, a bridge was cast across the void. He's just there to give a warning. Soon they will cross over the wall of light, and they will arrive there all the way from Earth. And that they are always watching. She said, why her? I wonder who he's talking about. Is it the rest of the people that were working with Knives or some new characters? Y'all comment below. Who do you think he was talking about? Meryl is driving and she gets a call, probably from her boss most likely. He asked her where is she at and she said at July. He told her if she keeps acting up, they'll send her to the insurance society, and she really wasn't caring to hear about it. I like that reference. In the original, she worked in insurance with Millie. Speaking of that character, the man said that she has to get back to headquarters to train a new recruit. It's not his orders, the person requested her. That's when he said her name is Millie Thompson, so they brought her back, which I figured after we saw some familiar characters from before, and especially with what happened to Roberto, which it would have been cool if he could have met her. I'm excited to see the character return. The guy did call her a weirdo, so maybe she's the same funny, silly person, but maybe a little more focused. If I remember correctly from the original, she did have her funny moments and also some good moments as well, talking to the characters and helping them out here and there. Meryl sat there and was happy for a little bit. She said, hey newbie, just like how Roberto would have. Then the scene goes to some building with someone playing the piano. I was like, is Knives back? But nope. There's a lady talking to him and she asks him if he remembers anything yet. It's okay if he takes his time remembering. It looked like he had been through a lot, but that's all over now and he's safe with them. He knows that, right, Erics? And that's where the episode ends. Vash is safe and he has the same name that was in the original anime in episode 18, and the person that was talking to him looked like Lena, so another returning character. There was something after the credits. We hear some people talking about something happening in space, that there's a noise, something from Project Seeds. In the beginning of the episode, Rim was talking about Project Seeds, so I guess we're going to be seeing more humans and plants. Overall, that was a good last episode in first season. The battle between Vash and Knives was interesting, him hearing Rim talking to him, bringing back Millie, and so much more. It was already announced on their Twitter that there will be more, which is cool. I can't wait to see what all happens next, and I hope they take their time on it just like they did with season 1 or part 1. So there's no need to rush it, we all can wait. There have been some animes where the first season was good and then the seasons after that were alright, so hopefully everything goes good in the next season. Comment below what did you think about the episode and what was your favorite part from it. Thank you all for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.